to Starlight Yoga's Stargazer Flow. This is a medium-paced flow. So I just want to remind everyone to also listen to your body, never push yourself, do what feels good. Yoga should never hurt, you should never have pain. So to begin, let's come into easy seat or Siddhasana. I like to stack my left foot in close to my body and then just layering my right foot down on the mat in front of it. Let's place our hands on our knees, spine tall, close your eyes. And begin to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Quieting your mind. Beginning to find a little bit of stillness. Pushing out our thoughts of all of our to-dos or anything that happened today. Let's just be present on our mat. We'll be present here for the next hour. Tuning into your body. Really beginning to connect with your breath. I've really been feeling lately like I need to realign, to reconnect, maybe hit the reset button. You ever feel like that? Maybe you steered off course, maybe you had a goal, or maybe a New Year's resolution, and something has gotten in the way, or you've taken a break, and now you're feeling like it's time to reconnect and realign. Whenever I get steered off course, I always try to think about what was driving me in the first place. And I try and grab onto that to help me get back on course. So go ahead and blink open your eyes. We're going to begin with a pranayama. Prana is, breath work is an understatement of what this is. Prana means life force and yama means tuning. So we're using these breath techniques to cultivate energy, or maybe they're cleansing, maybe they're grounding, but we're using the oxygen, we're using our breath to quiet our mind, to energize our body. So the one that we're going to do today is called Bhastrika. It also means bellows breath. So with Bhastrika, we're going to take a deep inhale through our nose and hold it at the top just for a moment. And on your exhale, you're going to let it out in 7 small sips through your nose, like 7 small distinct exhales. And when we do the exhales, we're also going to do a navel pump. So I'll come up and show you what a navel pump is. So a navel pump is like a forceful exhale, and your tummy, your navel comes in, and your inhale from that will be effortless, except with Bhastrika, it's just going to be like this, like. So we're not inhaling, we're just like continually exhaling and pumping our navel with those exhale sips. So Bhastrika is a cleansing and detoxifying breath, or pranayama. So let's connect for a moment. We're going to go ahead and close our eyes again, and I'll count with you for the first couple, and then I'm going to let you go at your own pace. So everybody, let's take a big deep breath in through our nose, all the way to the top, and let's exhale it through our mouth. And then take another inhale through your nose. And on our exhale this time, let's navel pump and exhale 7 small sips. Inhale through the nose. And you don't have to put your hand here. I just was doing it to try and show you. And if you are on your moon cycle or pregnant, don't navel pump. You can just release the breath in 7 small sips. So go ahead, continue. Take a deep inhale through your nose and 7 exhales. Inhale and exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just go ahead and continue with the rhythm of your breath. We're going to be here for a few minutes, so don't worry about the time. I've got you. Just start to connect with your breath, connect with this technique. Cleansing and detoxifying our body. Keep going. If your mind begins to wander, just focus on the breath, focus on the technique. Let's do one more full round together. And release the technique. Just take a couple more breaths. And then blink open your eyes. Give each other a little smile. Let's start to warm up our body. Let's place our right hand down on the mat. Reach your left hand up and over. Stretch, 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 stretch. Look up at the sky. And bring that left hand down and reach your right hand up and over. Gaze up. Look up, getting a nice side stretch. And go ahead and come back to center. Let's do some shoulder circles, circling our right arm forward. Beginning to slowly wake up in our joints and our muscles. And reverse. Let's begin to also cultivate our Ujjayi breath. So we can go ahead and switch. Let's switch to our left. Ujjayi breath is breathing in through our nose, out through our nose, making a small constriction in the back of our throat. It'll sound like the ocean. It's an audible breath. It's calming. Let's reverse directions. Let's reach up with our right hand, reach up to the sky, flick all your fingers off of your thumb 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then flick each finger off your thumb individually, clearing out any stuck energies in our palms. Let's reach our left hand up, do the same thing, flick all your fingers off your thumb 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then each finger off your thumb individually. Let's go ahead and roll over our knees, coming into our tabletop, stacking our shoulders over our wrists, stacking our hips over our knees. You can keep your toes kickstanded if you want to, if that feels good, or you can lay them down on your mat. And we're gonna come into some cat-cows. So let's go ahead on our inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your chin. And your exhale, round your spine, coming into cat, looking back at your quads, lifting that belly button up to the sky. Inhale, come into cow, drop that belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine, coming into cat. Go ahead and move with your own breath here. Finding some intuitive movements, maybe doing some circles. Or you can look over at your tail on either side of your body, stretching your spine a little bit. I like to do a little wrist warm up here, a little wrist love. I flip my hands backwards, placing the tops of my hand down on the mat. Just starting to stretch out your wrists. And let's go ahead, pop your knees wider than, or about as wide as your mat. Bring your big toes to touch, sink your heels back, coming into child's pose. Reach your arms out in front of you, plant your forehead on your mat. Let's take a deep inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. Just releasing any of that energy. Child's pose is your safe place. You can come here at any time you need, that you feel like you need a break. Just come here. Let's go ahead and rock forward back into our tabletops. Tuck your toes underneath you and press up into a plank. So keeping your core engaged, start to engage your glutes and your quads. And we're just gonna slowly lower ourselves all the way down to the mat. From here, we're gonna begin to warm up our spine a little. Lay your feet flat on the mat. Press through your palms, they should be about at your chest. And we're gonna come into baby cobra. So just lifting our torso, gazing up, and release, come back down to the mat. Take a breath here. And then press again up through your palms, lifting your chest a little bit taller, coming up into full cobra, or wherever feels good. Since this is our first, just do whatever your body needs. Hold for a breath, and then release. Kickstand your toes underneath you. Press up into your high plank. If you need to drop to your knees, that's totally okay too. You can do whatever you need to do. And then send your hips up and back, pressing into our first downward dog. So go ahead here, make sure that your shoulders are rotated out, away from your ears. If you need to pedal your dog, moving your feet back and forth, beginning to warm up our hamstrings. Your feet should be about hip width distance apart. If you need to bend your knees here, you can do that as well. We'll take 3 more breaths here in our downward dog. When you're ready, look up in between your palms and step, walk, or hop your feet up to meet your hands, and then hang your body heavy into a forward fold, Uttanasana. You can grab your opposite elbows, maybe ragdoll. Again, bending the knees if you need to. If your hamstrings aren't quite there yet, that's okay. Find some stillness. And then slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time, realigning our bodies, realigning our practice until we're standing in our mountain pose. Palms face forward, roll your shoulder blades down. One big breath. Inhale, sweep your arms up into high mountain pose. Gaze up in between your palms. Exhale, forward fold, flat back, coming all the way down. Hang your head heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to shins or your thighs. Exhale, plant your hands, make them wide like little sea stars. Plant them on your mat and step back into your high plank. On your next exhale, we're gonna do a chaturanga. So squeeze your torso with your arms, coming almost down to the mat. Hold here. And then inhale, press into the tops of your feet, lifting your quads off your mat into upward facing dog. Straighten your arms. Press your shoulders down away from your ears. Gaze up. And exhale, roll over your toes, press your hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. Press through your palms. On your next inhale, gaze up in between your palms and either step, walk, or hop your feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up, high mountain pose, gaze up in between your palms. Exhale, hands come to heart center, Samastitihi. So that whole sequence we just did there is called a sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar A, to be totally correct. So we're gonna go ahead and do this again a few times. We might move a little bit quicker than we just did, so feel free to speed it up or slow it down, whatever you need. So go ahead, inhale your arms up high, high mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands and step or hop back into your high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, roll over those toes, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. On your next inhale, gaze up in between your hands, bend your knees, step, walk, or hop all the way up to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, gaze down at the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the side, root through your feet, come up tall, high mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms up, high mountain pose, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, dive all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to shins. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step back, jump back into high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Then exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Inhale, gaze up in between your palms, bend your knees, step, walk, or hop up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up, out to the side, root through your feet, look up, and exhale, hands come to heart center, Samastitihi. Last one, inhale, sweep your arms up, high mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat, jump your feet back, and exhale, chaturanga. Hover above the mat just for a moment. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over your toes, hips go up and back. Press through your palms, downward facing dog. We'll take an extra breath here. On your next inhale, let's lift our right foot up high. Let's get up here. Lift your left leg up high. And then bend that right knee. Bring it towards your right elbow and just give it a tap. Exhale, send that right leg back up tall. Exhale, bring your right knee to your nose. Tap. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, bring your right knee towards your left elbow, crossing it underneath you. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, bring that knee towards your right elbow and then plant that right foot on the mat in front of you. If you have to help your leg up, that's totally fine. We're gonna come into our low lunge here, Anjaneyasana. So from here, go ahead and plant your left hand on the mat. And then we're gonna reach our right hand up to the sky, giving a little twist. Gaze up at your right palm. Keeping your left leg nice and strong. And exhale, bring that hand down. Go ahead and drop your left knee down to the mat, laying your left foot flat on the mat. Walk your right foot out to the corner or the side of your mat. And then try and keep your back tall, your spine tall. We're gonna come into lizard. So lizard is trying to lay your forearms down on the mat. If you're here like me, that's fine. I have really tight hips. So we just wanna try and keep our spine straight. Working on that mobility and using our breath. Remembering to use our Ujjayi. One more breath here. Walk your right foot back to the center. Plant your hands, curl your left toes, straighten that left leg, and then step your right foot back. And go ahead and take your flow. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and we'll take 3 breaths here. Centering, aligning our body. Your next inhale, lift your left leg up high. And on your exhale, bring that left knee towards your left elbow. Give it a little tap. And then inhale your leg back up. Exhale, bring your knee towards your nose, tap. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale it back up. Exhale, bring your left knee towards your right elbow, tap. And then bring your left leg all the way back up. This time, bring your knee towards your left elbow and plant your left foot on the mat. Coming into our high lunge here, plant your right hand on the mat and then lift your left hand up to the sky. We'll take some breaths here. I actually feel this one in my glutes quite a bit. Feels kind of nice. And then bring your left hand down, scoot that left foot out towards the corner of your mat. Drop your right knee, lay your right foot flat down onto your mat. And go ahead and just try and lower your torso as much as you can down to the mat. Really getting a nice stretch here in your outer hip. And just use your breath. Using gravity to help us sink and stretch. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Your left foot back to the center. Tuck your right toes, straighten your right leg. Go ahead, press through your palms and lift your left foot back, pressing back into downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and rock forward into plank. I forgot to make us do our flow. Go ahead and take your flow. So exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and come right into it. So inhale, lift your right leg up high. And then go ahead and come into 3-legged dog, bending your right knee. Kind of beginning to turn your hips out to the side. We'll take a couple breaths here. And then we're gonna flip our dog. So if you know how to do this, go ahead and do it. If not, drop your right foot down to the mat. You're gonna have to pivot your left foot to the side so that your hips are kind of shooting up. And that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna press through your left leg, keeping your right knee bent. Reach up. This is kind of like a mini back bend. And just breathe. Engage your glutes here. Engage your quads. And then bring your right palm back to the mat. Flip back over. Press into your downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Building our arm and our shoulder strength. So inhale, lift your left leg up high, bend your left knee, beginning to turn your hips out to the side. And we'll just breathe here for a moment. And then go ahead and flip your dog, come into wild thing. So drop your left foot, pivot out onto your right leg, make it straight, and then lift your left arm up to the sky. Mini back bend. Keeping your right arm straight. You can always just stay in a 3-legged dog if this is too much. And breathe. Go ahead, plant your left hand, flip back over, press into a downward facing dog. Go ahead, drop to your knees for a moment. We'll take a quick child's pose. Just a second to relieve any pressure on our wrists, our shoulders. Good work there. Rock back up to your tabletop. Kickstand your toes and press back into downward facing dog. Rock forward into your plank and chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gaze up in between your palms, bend your knees, and step up into the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up tall, coming into high mountain pose. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We're gonna do a pranayama called Warrior Breath 1. So bring your feet wider than your mat, coming into horse pose. So horse pose is like this. We're bending our knees, stacking our knees over our ankles. Let's bring our hands up, 90-degree angle, but your forearms don't touch, so keep some space there. This is a 2-part inhale, 2-part exhale. On your inhale, you inhale twice through your nose. On your exhale, you're gonna make a ch sound. So open your palms wide. Ch, ch. So it's like there's resistance here. So we're cultivating this energy. We're warriors. So we want to have a fierce gaze, but our face is going to be soft. So we'll go ahead and do this together. So go ahead, come into horse pose, arms up. Good job. Keep it up. Feel the energy in your body. Feel the heat in your body. 2 more. And straighten your knees. Palms face up, eyes open. This is a receptivity pose, so just breathe. Notice your energy in your body. Notice what's going on. Let's go ahead and pivot your toes. So your toes are in a little farther than your heels, a little bit pigeon-toed. We're gonna come into a wide-legged forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. So before we do that, let's go ahead and make a big star, reach up, taking up a bunch of space. Look up towards the sky. Stretch, 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 stretch. Hands come to hips. And on our exhale, we're gonna come forward, leading with our chest flat back, like you're dipping a necklace down. And come as far as you can with a flat back until you can't do it anymore. Before you drop your hands, maybe they come to the sides of your feet. Whatever feels comfortable. On your inhale, try and lengthen your spine. And on your exhale, try and fold a little deeper. One day, our heads will be on the mat. Maybe they already are. And a nice stretch for our hamstrings and our adductor muscles. Using our breath and using gravity. If you want to play around a little bit here too, pressing into your hands, trying to shift your weight, maybe trying to lift your feet, engaging your core. This is something I've been working on. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly with a flat back, lift your torso all the way up. Staying in our wide-legged stance, we're gonna come into Skandasana. So go ahead and bend towards your right side. If this is good enough for you, that's okay. We're gonna try and come all the way down, popping your left foot up. My right heel actually comes off of the floor too. I have kind of tight calves. So just making sure that we flex our left foot to protect our knee. And then let's use our little spidey grip and transfer over to the left side, bending our left knee, lifting our right foot, flexing our right foot up to the sky. Take a couple breaths here. And then let's just flow with our breath, inhaling and then exhaling while we squat. Take a breath. And then inhale, switch sides, exhale, squat down. Inhale, switch sides, exhale, squat down. Starting to maybe feel warmer. Feel your mobility change. Realign. Reconnect. Let's do one more on each side. So coming over to the left. And then inhale over to the right. Exhale. Sit down. Let's come back over to the center. And just while we're here, let's just dive one more time into our forward fold. So if you're already here, just go ahead and continue down. Dropping your head. If you'd like to increase the stretch, you can interlace your hands behind you. And then slowly bring your arms up over your head. Stretching out your shoulders. This is going to help drop your torso a little further. Just breathe. It's okay to have a micro bend in your knee. Bring your hands back to your hips. The flat back slowly come all the way up. Let's heel toe, heel toe, heel toe our feet back together. High mountain pose. Tadasana, palms face forward. Go ahead and sweep your arms up. High mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to shins. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back into your plank. And go ahead, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up high, bend that knee, go ahead and plant your right foot next to your right palm. Stay up on your tippy toes on the left side. We're gonna come into a crescent lunge. So lift your arms, roll your shoulders back, stacking your right knee over your right ankle. Keeping your hips stacked to the front of your mat. And we're gonna do a little flow here. So go ahead, we'll take a big inhale. And then exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Hold. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, plant your right foot. Inhale, come up into crescent lunge. Exhale, down to plank. Hold. Exhale into downward dog. Inhale, lift your leg. And plant your foot. Inhale, lift up into crescent lunge, shoulders back. Last one, exhale down, come into plank. And then go ahead, we're gonna take a flow. So exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here and then we're gonna do it on the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg up high. Exhale, bring that knee towards your left elbow, plant your left foot. Stay up on your right tippy toes, coming into crescent lunge on your left side. Stacking your left knee over your left ankle. Roll your shoulders down away from your ears. We'll take 2 breaths here. Your next exhale, sweep your arms down, step back into your high plank. Hold your plank. Exhale, send your hips back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, bring it toward your left elbow, plant your foot. Inhale, come into crescent lunge. Exhale to plank. Hold. Exhale, press back into downward dog. Inhale, lift your left knee. Exhale, plant your foot. And inhale, come into crescent lunge. Exhale, come down. And step back into plank, hold. Exhale, press your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and take our flow. So inhale, rock back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. We're gonna do a little more arm work. So let's go ahead and rock forward into our plank. Move your right hand to the center of your mat, like underneath your face. And we're gonna pivot onto the sides of our feet, coming into a side plank. So we wanna engage our core, lifting through here. We don't wanna sink down. If you do need to drop a knee, this is totally good too. This is gonna start to work your deltoids, all these shoulder muscles here. You just wanna protect your wrist. So you don't wanna be way over your wrist or way behind it. It's wanna be totally stacked, wrist over, shoulder over wrist. So you can go ahead. Those of you who are holding are rock stars. We're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your right hand down, switch back, and just press back into downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Using your ujjayi. And go ahead and look up at your palms. Let's rock into plank. Rock into plank. Bring your left hand to the center of your mat underneath your face or your nose. And then pivot over onto the sides of your feet. Engaging your core, engaging your glutes. No sagging. Lift your right hand up. Gaze up at the ceiling. And breathe. Feel free to drop to a knee if you need to. And we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and drop your right hand. Untwist your feet. Realign your hands. Press back into downward facing dog. Take a breath. And then rock forward into plank. Go ahead, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Your next inhale, gaze up in between your palms, bend your knees, step, walk, or hop your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up, high mountain pose. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We're gonna do eagle. So go ahead and start to shift your weight into your left foot. And I like to sweep my arms up first. So I sweep my arms up, and then on my exhale, I'll bring my right arm underneath my left, kind of crossing them, and then trying to bring your palms to touch. If it doesn't happen, that's totally okay. And then we're gonna do the same with our legs. So we're gonna lift our right leg and wrap it around our standing leg, our left leg. Finally wrapping our toes around our calves, and then you're gonna wanna align everything to the center. So bringing your right knee back to the center. Find a non-moving focal point. And then on your inhale, lift your arms. On your exhale, sink a little lower. Finding your alignment. Use your Ujjayi. We'll hold it for just a few more breaths. And release. Lift your arms up and lift them down. Bring them down. Shake, 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 shake. Let's move to the right side. So shift your weight onto your right leg. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, bring your left arm under your right. Kind of crisscross and spin them around. Try and bring your palms to touch. And then go ahead and do the same with your left. So bring your left knee up, wrap it around your right thigh. And eventually those left toes are gonna wrap around your right calf. Inhale, lift your arms. Bring everything back to center. Exhale, sit a little lower. If you fall out, I was just gonna say that. If you fall out, just go ahead and come right back in. Just begin again. No worries. We'll hold it for 3 more breaths. And go ahead, unwind your left leg, sweep your arms up, and sweep them down. Shake, 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 shake. Bring your legs a little bit like hip width distance apart, maybe a tiny bit wider. And then go ahead and just squat down into Malasana, yogi squat. Want to push back with your knees a little bit with your forearms, bringing your hands to heart center. And then let's go ahead and just drop our bums to the mat. We're gonna come into boat pose, Navasana. So if you know boat pose, go ahead and get into it. If not, we're gonna start here with our knees bent. And you're just gonna rock back, finding some balance on your hip bones. Keeping your spine straight. You're gonna lift your shins so that they're parallel with the floor. And you can stay here, extend your arms, bring your shoulders down away from your ears. And you can try and start to play with straightening your legs. And then we're gonna do some core work. So go ahead and straighten your legs and then slowly lower down to the ground, but hold it right above the floor. We'll hold for 3, 2, 1. And then inhale, come back up. I totally shake. It's okay to shake. And then exhale, let's come down, hold it for 3, 2, 1, and come back up. Last one, exhale. We're gonna hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release down to the mat. Ah, that feels nice. All right, so we're gonna come into plow pose. Again, if you know plow pose, go ahead and come into it. If you don't, let's just take a moment and make sure you watch me before you do this. You're gonna wanna keep your gaze and your neck straight above you, looking at the ceiling. You don't wanna look around during this pose. We're gonna rock our hips up and straighten your legs. And then you're gonna bring them back over your head to the back of your mat. This is plow. It's kind of like a forward fold, except we're doing it opposite on our back. So don't look around, look at your thighs. If you're here, if your legs are bent, that's totally fine. You're gonna get a little bit of a compression on your shoulders. And you wanna keep it straight so that you're protecting your neck here. Don't push it. Keep your arms straight behind you. And just breathe here. For 3, 2, 1. Slowly roll down. Over here, we're gonna do an opposite move. So bring your heels in so that you can tickle the back of your heels with your fingertips. Your feet are about hip width distance apart. We're gonna come into bridge. So roll your shoulders underneath your body and then press your hips up with your glutes and your quads, making sure that you're keeping that space in between your knees, like you've got a ball or a coconut there. And you're gonna wanna squeeze and lift. You can roll your shoulders, you can interlace your hands again underneath or behind your back and then press through your arms to help you get a little more leverage. And press up farther. And we'll hold for 3, 2, 1, and release. Take a moment and we'll come back into plow. So go ahead, begin to lift your hips, straighten your legs, and then use your arms pressing down on the mat to lift those hips, lift your legs above your head, planting them on the mat behind you. Getting a little bit of compression here. Just honor your body. This is one of those poses that if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Now we'll hold for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and slowly roll down. Bend your knees. Bring your heels so that you can tickle in with your fingertips. And we'll come into bridge again. Bring your shoulder blades under your body. Press your hips up. Squeeze your glutes. Engage your quads. Keep that ball or coconut right in between your knees. Squeeze them. You don't want your knees to splay out. So go ahead and lift. And the same in bridge, actually. You want to always look up towards the ceiling. You don't want to really look around in bridge. This is a great pose for strengthening your knee, all the ligaments around your knee, strengthening your quads. Press up for 3, 2, 1, and drop it down. Let's go ahead and come into wind releasing pose. Bring your knees up to your chest, grab, hold. Maybe you can grab opposite elbows. Lengthen your spine along the mat and hug those knees into your chest. Maybe having a slight rock from side to side. Start to feel really nice. Let's go ahead and straighten our left leg out in front of us and pull your right knee. Either grab it on your shin, just below it, or just above it, under on your hamstring or your thigh here. Go ahead and inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, pull that knee closer into your armpit. Use your breath here. Still tap into your ujjayi. It's good to use your ujjayi when it's difficult, but it's also really calming to use it in the quiet moments too. And release down. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Straighten your right leg. Bring your left knee up. Lengthen your spine along the mat, and then go ahead and pull that knee up into your armpit. Making sure to hold it wherever it's comfortable, but just never in this knee area. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, pull that knee in a little closer to your chest. And go ahead and release your leg. Let's shake, 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 shake everything out. We're gonna come, bend your knees. We're gonna come into a supine pigeon pose. So bring your right ankle to your left knee and then thread your needle, sticking your right hand through that hole. And again, grabbing either below your knee or above your knee. And inhale, lengthen your spine along the mat. On your exhale, pull your left knee into your chest, getting a nice hip stretch on your right side. Using your breath. Don't let your mind wander. Stay present in these poses. And release, letting your left leg come down to the mat. Bring your right foot down. And go ahead and bring your right ankle to your left ankle to your right knee. And then thread your needle, putting your left hand through the hole and either grabbing below, or I guess is it above or below your knee. On your inhale, lengthen your spine. And your exhale, pull your right knee into your chest. Trying to keep your shoulders, trying to keep everything aligned here so that we can get all the benefits from these poses. And slowly release your right foot down and bring your left leg down to meet it. We're gonna go ahead and come into a supine spinal twist. So extend your left leg out. Bring your right knee into your chest, grabbing on the outside of your right quad and knee with your left hand. Extend your right arm out to the side, keeping both shoulders flat on the ground. We're gonna slowly bring our right leg across our body to the left side. So wherever this is, if it's up, if you have some low back pain, go ahead and bend your left leg as well. And then gaze over to the right side, if it feels comfortable. Realigning our spine, reconnecting. Tapping into what has been driving you. Let's reconnect. Go ahead and lift that right knee. Come back to center and extend your right leg out. Bend your left knee. Bring it into your chest and then grab on the outside of your left knee with your right hand. Extend your left hand out. Cross over your body to the right side, bringing that left knee across your body. Try and keep both shoulders flat. Gaze over to the left side. Feel free to close your eyes, but try and remain present. Slowly release and bring your left leg back to center. And then extend your left leg out. We're gonna come into Savasana, corpse pose, our final pose of today's class. Let your feet just fall out towards the sides or the corners of your mat. Lay your arms down next to you, palms face up. Roll your shoulders underneath your body. And close your eyes. Let your breath return to normal. And begin to relax. Relax your toes. Relax your calves. Relax your quads or your thighs. Relax your hips. Feel your belly rise and fall with your breath. Relax your fingers and your arms. Relax your shoulders. Relax your chest. Relax your face and your jaw. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Relax your eyebrows. Just relax. Your mind begins to wander. Just reconnect with your breath. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Bringing some awareness back into your body. Maybe take a big stretch, lifting your arms up over your head. Roll over onto either side of your body into a fetal position. Supporting your head with either your arm or your hands. Keeping your eyes closed. Coming out of Savasana, refreshed, renewed, realigned. Connect to what's driving you so you can get back on track. With your eyes closed, let's slowly make our way back into our easy seat, into Siddhasana. I really enjoyed practicing with you today, reconnecting, realigning our bodies and our practice. The light and the love in me honors and respects the light and the love in each and every one of you. Namaste.